Alright, it's done. Alright guys, as you can see, I got the tail light in there. Right? Sitting down in there. I had to, of course, make a bracket. Right? And you see I got my zip ties in there. And so what I did, I'll tell you guys what I did. Alright. What I did was I got myself a set of these right here. 1/4 inch machine screws. Right? And I believe they were about 2 inches long. Right? And I took those bolts and I put the bolts in there first. Try to imagine this light not being in here. Just so I put the bolts in first, right? One side and the other side. And then I put the nut on the end and screwed it halfway down. Halfway in between the bolt, which would be 1 inch in because they're 2-inch bolts. And I did that because I knew that bolt was so long that it would push up against the light, because this light is shorter in thickness than the previous light, so there's a lot of room in here. And when I screwed this bolt in, I didn't want it screwing into the light itself and destroying it, so I put that bolt in there as like a stop. As you can see, I got that on both sides, right? And I took this little bracket. It's a bracket that's about 4 inches long. I don't have oh, here it is right here. I took this here bracket, right? And these holes lined up exactly across. It ended up lining match. I think it was 3.5, I believe, across. See if I can do this with one hand. Right. See, the holes lined up exactly 3.5. You see, that's the 3.5 mark, right? And remember, I told you guys the original space for where the light mounts at is 3.5, right? So that lined up perfect. And remember, this light here was from that end to that end 3 inches. So that's why I had to make that special bracket, because this would not line up with the holes inside of the slots where that OEM light came out of. So I had to make that bracket. So I came and drilled. I went 3 inches in and I drilled holes here and another hole there, right? And I put that aftermarket light. I put the aftermarket light inside of the holes that I drilled. If you can see right there and right there, right? So that's how this light was able to fit in here. This light is drilled into the bracket, and that bracket holds lined up with the original slots for the bike. And I just zip tied it for some stability so it would be stable in there because when the bike is vibrating, there's a whole different it's a lot of movement going on and vibration, so I didn't want this light jumping all over the place, right? Alright, and so that brings us to where we're going to actually wire the light to fit. Because if you look, this is the harness for the tail light right here. Because remember, the other one just plugged in. But now if you see, the wiring for the aftermarket is this way. So this obviously is not going to fit inside of here. So again, you have to repin them. So what I got to do is I got to strip these down, strip these metal ends off, and put them inside of this 3-pin hole here. So this one will fit on here. Like that. So it'll connect. Right? So that's what I got to do. And I'm going to strip that and show you guys how I did that. And it should work. Stunner. Here's the installation part. And as you can see, it is functioning. There is the tag light at the bottom. This is the daytime running. This is the daytime running tail light illuminated. And of course, this is it when I brake. There's that. And it has the integrated turn signals right here and there. But for some reason, if you guys follow me, you know I've having issues with my turn signals. So I got to get in here and figure out what is that. But I didn't want to delay the video for that reason. As you can see from the aftermarket tail light, it's orange wire to the orange wire factory harness. The blue wire aftermarket tail light to the blue one here. Right there, that's the light blue. So it's connected properly, and I think they share the same ground with the regular regular tail light harness. And just so you guys know, I had to repin it for it to fit. And if you guys want to know how to do a repin, I have a video that I've already done one on the repinning. So look back into my videos, you can find that one. But just for reference, okay, the yellow and black, excuse me, the yellow and green is going to be the brake light from the aftermarket. The solid green from the bike to the solid black is going to be the ground. And the brown from the bike to the yellow aftermarket tail light is going to be the illumination tail light, running light. So that's how I did that. And as soon as I figure out these tail lights, these turn signals, I'll do an updated video on that. But that is it installed, and that is it working. And as you can see, I deleted my side turn signals because I didn't need them. With this thing being what it is, eventually it will work, but it does look a little cooler. Stunning.